So let's read some of the questions, some of the answers that we have in the chat here. Abir, do you think you can help me with that? I only have my screen open. Can you help me read some of the responses in the chat from the Do Now, Abir? Okay, let me see if I can see them here. Okay, so someone said different skin composition and environment. Someone else said everybody has different skin that they may react differently to the same skin condition as it would to somebody else. The diversity in pigment, skin type, etc. We have tone, inflammatory responses, or age. It could be due to genetics, like differences in genes, which can affect skin thickness, oil production, inflammation, and how the immune system reacts, which can change how condition shows itself. Good. So we have due to different in genetic traits from person to person. We have due to genetic and environmental differences, and also the immune system. And we have someone else that said sometimes it can be from underlying health issues or medications like allergies, autoimmune diseases, or certain medications that can affect inflammation. Good. These are all very good responses, and it really helps you prepare for what we're going to talk about today. Again, hello everyone. My name is Reindy, and we're going to be discussing the chemistry of skincare and inclusive dermatology. So we're going to be really talking about how the skin chemistry affects what we see and why understanding this is such important for accurate diagnosis and, of course, treatment. A little bit more about me. I am a current senior in high school. I will graduate in 2026. I have an interest in public health, biochemistry, and dermatology, the study of the skin, hair, and nails. And with that being said, I'm also an aspiring dermatologist. And most importantly, I'm a lifelong learner. When it comes to STEM and other subjects, I believe that learning as much as we can benefit us in the long run. So whenever I have the opportunity or the chance to learn about something new that I've never had to do before, then I'll definitely take it. That's why I'm very happy to talk to you guys about something I care about today and something that I am very passionate about. So with that, I want you to have your notebooks out, your pencils ready, because class is now in session. First, we're going to look at how chemistry affects what we see. So to understand why this happens from the Do Now, we have to be able to understand some basic skin chemistry first. So here are some skin chemistry basics to know. Skin tone is mainly influenced by melanin, which is a pigment produced by cells called melanocytes. Melanin absorbs and scatters light, and this affects how color changes in the skin are visible. So think about the color of skin on your hand, on your skin. Think about how that plays a role in what skin color you are. So this becomes really important when we're trying to identify different skin conditions, because we're trying to look at what the person looks like, their skin color, and how it appears on them as well. So this is why inflammation looks different on different skin colors and skin tones. So many conditions involve inflammation, right? So it increases blood flow to the area. And on lighter skin, inflammation is usually red or pink. And then when you go to darker skin, it appears brown, purple, gray, or sometimes it could be subtle. So looking at the different pictures, we have light skin, we have olive skin, we have brown skin, we have dark brown skin, and we have deep brown skin. Try to look at and see which one you are, and try to identify how inflammation may affect you. On darker skin, melanin can mask that redness, causing inflammation to appear brown, purple, or gray, like we talked about, or sometimes more subtle. But again, it's the same condition, but just a different appearance. So diseases or conditions just like eczema, acne, psoriasis can sometimes be still on the skin after it's over. So common conditions like eczema, acne, or psoriasis obviously look different across skin tones. And if clinicians are only trained to recognize these signs on lighter skin, how are we supposed to treat people with darker skin having the same exact condition? That's why it's important to know these certain conditions and how it affects people differently. Because at the end of the day, we are all different people, and what we have may not look the same on somebody else. An acne scar might be a rash for somebody else. So if they're only trained to look at things on lighter skin, then people with darker skin can be misidentified, mistreated, or even worse, misdiagnosed. So let's talk about one of the most common types of inflammation on darker skin tones, post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation. It's a long word, trust me, but we shorten it as PIH. Inflammation can also sometimes produce excess melanin, and this leads to darker spots that remain even after the original condition is gone. So PIH is more common on darker skin tones, and this leads to things being misdiagnosed or being mistreated as well. Now time for a little brain break. So we have a little mini quiz for you guys to answer. It's about masks and treatments. So true or false? If a skincare product tingles or burns, that means it's working. Put your answers in the chat. You can put true, you can put false, or you can put T or F. And let's see what you guys come up with. I'll give you a couple seconds. Okay, good. So I'm seeing a lot of falses in the chat. And yes, that's correct. The answer is false. So tingling or burning also often means irritation instead of effectiveness. Sometimes people get that confused. And different skin tones and different skin barriers can react differently to the same ingredients. What works for me may not work for you, which is why understanding skin chemistry is very, very crucial and important. So beyond understanding all the skin chemistry behind all of this, let's explore why this all matters. So this is why inclusive dermatology matters. When medical education lacks diverse skin representation, important signs can be overlooked. This can lead to delayed diagnosis or improper treatment, even though the condition itself is, of course, the same. So inclusive education improves accuracy and leads to better care for everyone. So again, what I talked about earlier, doctors need to make sure that they know who they're dealing with and what kind of different conditions that they have. And even though it might be the same condition, it's important to note that we are different people, skin color wise. So we have to understand what is the same for some people may not be the same for other people. That makes sense. So medical education is really important as it goes to show, and we'll be able to help more people if we are more educated about this reoccurring problem. This is another true or false question, another mini quiz. So the answer is kind of already obvious from the picture, but let's answer it anyway. True or false? People with darker skin tones do not need sunscreen. Keyword is don't. Answer in the chat. More of you guys are saying false, and that's correct. Very good. So people with darker skin tones need sunscreen. Everybody needs sunscreen. That should be put into your routine. So melanin offers some protection because, as you know, darker skin tones tend to have more melanin than lighter skin tones, but it's not an immunity from the sun's rays. As I said, everybody needs sun protection, and misunderstanding this myth is very, very wrong, and it contributes to health disparities. So we don't want that. Everybody needs to be putting on sunscreen, as it's very important to protect our skins from the sun's harmful rays. So now we're going to talk about some lifestyles and some health things about our skin. So these are more just reflection questions for all of you to think about, and with everything we discussed, just, think about. So think about this. How might representation and medical education affect patient outcomes? You don't need to put it in the chat if you don't want to, but just think about it. This is a question to reflect on everything that we've just talked about, everything we've just discussed, and how important this topic is. I'll give you a couple of seconds to reflect. Okay. Now this one, I'm a little curious to see what you guys have to say about this. So what's one lifestyle factor that you think affects skin health the most? So it could be something like sleep, stress, diet, sun exposure, or anything that you want. But I want you to put one word in the chat and explain why you chose it. For me, I would probably say diet, because if you put healthy things into your body, it helps your skin stay clearer and stay more healthy. But if you're eating junk food constantly, then you're only just trying to bring things onto your face and onto your skin, and that's not too good to have. But I'm excited to see what you guys have to say about this. I'll give it a couple of seconds. Okay, let me start seeing what you guys said. Representation will help improve patient health. Yep, that's true. 100%. Sleep for me. Do you want to explain why you said sleep? Just why? That's a good answer. Don't get me wrong, but I just want to see everybody's thinking process on this. I would say diet improves skin health because sugar causes acne for many people in my family. See, that's good. That's good. So it's important to know what causes certain things, or what causes acne in your case. So I would definitely say it's good to recognize these things early so we can help prevent certain things on our face in the future. Cleanliness. Can you be more specific when you say cleanliness? Sun, because UV radiation is the single most significant environmental factor affecting the aging of skin and is the primary cause of skin cancer. That's a very good point to put. That's why I think it's very important to put sunscreen, as well as take care of your skin and take care of yourself as a whole, because sometimes your skin can represent how much you take care of yourself and how much you clean your face, how much you sleep, how much you eat. So it really goes to show how much we have to take care of our skin and take care of ourselves, because we want to be able to be happy with what we see in the mirror, right? So definitely, you have to definitely be taking care of yourself to reflect that on your skin. The sun, our body could get enough vitamins, good. Good sleep equals better skin, balance, and recovery, because when you are sleeping, your body repairs the skin barrier, regulates inflammation, and produces collagen. Good. Diet. Can you explain more about diet? Even if I'm doing everything else right, diet, skincare, but not getting enough sleep, my skin looks worse. Very good. That's very true. If as a high school student, if I don't get enough sleep, my face reflects that. It really does. The most important contributing factor is stress, psychological strain, because the body releases hormones that increase inflammation and weaken the skin barrier. I think that's pretty good, actually, because again, I am a high school student, a student in school, so things like tests or assignments could stress me out a lot. And it could reflect on my skin, how much I'm taking time to take care of myself, because I may have a lot of things to do, but if I don't take time for myself, it can really showcase on my face and skin. I think any activities to control the contents of the blood matters a lot, how healthy your skin is. Very good, that's true. Washing her face after coming back from outside and gradually changing our pillowcases. Again, that's another way to keep your face healthy and to not cause acne. Very good. So I like all the responses I'm seeing. So I'm glad that you guys took the time to reflect on how taking care of your skin is very, very important to skin health, and understanding what works on our skin and what doesn't. Drinking water, that's another very great point. You don't really need to drink 8 gallons of water a day, but drinking enough water will really start to show on your skin, and it will hydrate you, not only internally, but externally as well. So if you have to take away anything from what was talked about today, I would probably say that the next time you encounter a skin condition and it doesn't look the way you'd expect, at least on yourself or on another person, remember that it's still the same condition. It just looks differently on many different people. Understanding the chemistry behind the skin ensures better, more inclusive care. So it helps us be able to educate other people, and it also leads to better care and better diagnosis, and most importantly, better treatment. That's all I have for you guys today. Thank you again so much for listening. Thank you so much again for having me. So if you have any questions for me, I will answer them now, and I'll also answer them on WhatsApp or LinkedIn, and I do have my email as well. Thank you guys so much.
Okay, if you guys have any questions, please leave them in the chat box. If not, we can conclude the session. Thank you so much, Reindy, for your session. It truly was an amazing session. I loved listening to it.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm so happy to be here again. I'm very happy to come back as a presenter. I loved attending STEMQuest as a participant, and to come back as a speaker is really, really exciting for me.
And we love having you. I mean, you were one of the most active participants we've had throughout all 3 seasons of it. So guys, trust me, if you guys do well on your in participating this STEMQuest, maybe next STEMQuest you will be a speaker. And I really see all of you guys being speakers. You are still participating though, so I'm so excited to see you do the research project and everything you come up with. Thank you so much, Reindy, for your time. I hope you guys enjoyed the session as much as I did. I believe there's a lot of thank yous and compliments, which you totally deserve because it was a great session. With that being said, we can conclude the session. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much. Bye, guys. Thank you for coming again.